Hello everybody. So I wanted to do a quick video update to the channel, and I wanted to talk about the UK guitar show in Birmingham that just took place on the weekend, and just really talk about how I enjoyed it and show a few things. So first of all, this is something I do like a ritual every year with my brother. We go up there and just enjoy one day. We either do the Saturday or the Sunday. We don't usually do both, and I think it's a bit much doing both sometimes. I kind of feel sorry for all the folks who have to work there and they have all that noise for 2 full days, and you know, it must be exhausting. It's hard work, but there's nothing easy about working in the music business. I can see that. So totally respect those people, and it was great. We saw a few faces off YouTube, which was nice, and it was bigger this year. Definitely, it keeps getting bigger every year, so that is pretty encouraging, I would say, because there's been a lot of conjecture about, you know, guitar is dead and rock is dead and all this stuff. I don't buy into any of that. I think the bigger companies have took a hit because there's now lots of competition and lots of smaller companies taking a slice of the action, and that's eating into the profits of the big guys. And you know, that's not a totally bad thing. It gives other people a chance as well, and I think it creates more options for us players. So that's really nice, and I did get to see some fantastic stuff. I really enjoyed the Crimson Guitars booth. That was amazing. Their stand was just full of really well finished and tasty looking guitars that were unique. So I really enjoyed that. That was a highlight. You know, I always like seeing their stuff. It was mostly just trying to like sort of survive all the noise and get through and see everything. So our approach to this is pretty much that we sort of go through it, starting as you're coming through the building, and go all the way around the first time just to get that out of the way and see everything. And then what we do is we decide what was the most interesting stuff we want to come back to, and then we'll go back around again. And this time we'll focus more on the sort of individual bits that we found the most engaging, rather than just try and get through it that second time. We can put a little bit more time into it, and that's fun. So yeah, a little bit of footage of what we saw, some of the things. There's way too much for me to capture it all, you know, on this video and keep it at a reasonable length. So let's talk about the haul. Very small. So last year I came away with a Line 6 Helix, which was pretty awesome. We've had them the whole year now, can't believe it. And I really enjoy the Helix. It's a great tool. It's absolutely fantastic. It's the LT version and absolutely fantastic tones you can get out of it. Very authentic to my ear and good for recording, good for playing. I actually used it live at a gig for my wedding, so I got to play it there. I've used it for recording too, and I've used it for practicing so much. And I think as I've started to learn more how to create our own patches and that kind of thing, it takes on a better life of its own, because you can start to get the sounds that you really want. So that's really a lot of fun, and still a lot of things I'm learning about the Helix, and it's going to last me a long time. It's got a very solid construction. So that was something that I enjoyed from last year. The year before, I don't think I picked up anything, and the year before that I picked up an amp. So, you know, it's hit and miss. You don't always get stuff. This year was almost the same. I almost didn't get anything this year. It was almost like a year off, even though I saw some tasty stuff, I have to admit. But I'll quickly show you my haul that I did get. So I got a Dunlop Plectrum, which was just a novelty because it just say Guitar Show actually on there in sort of an acronym. So that's pretty nice, you know, as a little keepsake. But I picked up a few simple things, just some flyers. This one's a facelift.com, so there's a free advert for them, custom faceplates for your guitar. I'm going to get into that because I've got some guitars, I'm looking at them now actually, that I want to customise, and faceplates are an easy way to make a start on that, along with other things. And then the program itself, I've actually got my brother, so I've got to give him his copy back. But the program, you know, just has the usual bump in there, talks a little bit about their sponsors and stuff, and then it's got the layout of the actual place, so you don't get lost too much. It tells you where the booths are, and then it's got the timetable as well on the back, which is always useful. We don't try and get there bang on time, but we try and get there towards the start of it, just so that we can see everything before things start to disappear, and then we can get out way before it ends and all the traffic gets even worse. So I had a freebie, which was pretty nice. Bit of swag from the Orange stand. They were giving these away, these little bags, which is really cool of them. I like that, and I was able to use this practically to carry my bits in. But I just had the one big item I didn't really plan to come away with, but I'm kind of glad that I did. It's something I wanted for a while, and I was kind of like, what shall I do? Shall I get it now or not? And it was 20% off for the show price, and that is why I went with it. And as you'll see from the title, it was the V4 Kraken Pre-Amp pedal. So this is very awesome indeed. And we tried out quite a few of the bits and pieces throughout the show. You know, looked at a lot of the offerings that they had. There's a few things that I wanted to see which I couldn't, that kind of stuff. Some stuff they didn't have. But this is what I picked up, which is mega cool. So you can see there the configurations you've got, and on the front there you can see it's the Kraken. They use the same box for other stuff. That configures the same way, and nothing on the back. So before we open that, just finish telling you a few more bits and pieces. So real quick, the things that I was excited about was the new Laney amp, 30 watts head, and sadly they couldn't demo it for me because it was too loud. Apparently they was told it was way too loud and they couldn't go to those sort of decibels in the place, which shocked me, but I kind of understand it thinking about it. And apparently there's going to be a 100-watt version with a master volume switch, and Adam from Laney explained that to us, and we will be getting hold of that to try out at some point in our local music store, which is Music Brothers in Shrewsbury. I think is a dealer that Laney has in Shropshire, so we're going to be able to hear that, because that's something that we wanted to check out. The other thing that was interesting was the Invective PV head. They got the 120 watt there, which I heard sounded massive, absolutely massive. It's one thing hearing something on YouTube, it's another thing hearing it in the room, and it was just sounding massive. And you can't hear it that clearly in the din of all the different guitars and amps, but it was it was good. But I wanted to see the mini head version, and they didn't have that one, so that was a bit of a miss. Another thing that's worth a mention is the Blackstar HT amps. They got various models of those, and they sounded insanely good, really good. Wow. So we demoed with those. I played a few Les Pauls, and that was a lot of fun. There was some Les Pauls we saw that sounded great, and there was different models from different years, so that was interesting this year. It seemed to be not so much of the new Fender stuff there. There was lots of Fender stuff, but not so much new Fender stuff, and that was kind of a little surprising this year. I thought there'd be more because of the fact that they'd released a few new models, and they're Mexican models and new Corona models as well. Just insane. So I was expecting to see that, but we've seen those in shops, so it's not too bad for us, but it's a little surprising that so many dealers are there and didn't seem to have them, or we didn't see them. The Yamaha stuff as usual was great. The acoustic section was fun. They had a whole acoustic section going on upstairs. We had Sigma guitars we checked out, Tangle guitars. They were pretty tasty. I did like that because they were sort of well priced for entry level or people that want that second or third guitar to play on that's, you know, don't have to worry about too much. So that was all good. And finally, the last thing was the Vox stand, and that was something that my brother was well interested in, and we both got to play on the Vox AC30, and it was immense. It sounded massive, so much fun, and really enjoyed seeing other people as well playing on that. Sounded great. So that's pretty much the day, other than of course we had a few beers. We checked out the curry and chips and rice and stuff, the usual food offerings that they have there, and yeah, that was it. So let's get into this bad boy and see what we make. And just to be clear to everybody, because of new legislation that we have in the EU, in the UK, we have to make people aware that when we do videos now, we're not being sponsored, or that we are being sponsored. And in this case, I'm absolutely not being sponsored, so no one's paying me anything to show you anything. So this is just purely for fun that I'm doing this. Okay, now I've got that out of the way, let's open this thing up. So there we have it. So you open the cardboard, and then this is what you get inside. So what we can see here, hopefully, is you get the power, which is basically power brick and cable, and then you get the adapters. So this will work in different countries, so that's very handy. I like that. And then you get the unit itself, and as you can see on the little cardboard cut out there, it's made in England, so that is really nice. Let's see if we can get that out. Okay, and then there's a guide on the bottom as well, so user guide from side. So here is the pedal, and it is absolutely lovely. It's weighty, but it does have, I believe, 4 pre-amp valves in it, so very shiny, and it's got the Kraken monster on it, 2 master volumes, 2 gain pots as well, bass, middle, treble, and it's got the bypass switch, the gain selector, and then it's got the top of bright switch too. So there's quite a bit going on. As you can see, it's all steel. It's got little vents there. The Kraken Victory V4 series, that's because it's got the 4 valves. The Victory symbol, which I think is smart. Again, it's got the vents, the remote switch, and turn it around. And here you go. So there's your inputs. You through your loop in, loop out, and effect out, and of course your 12 volt power. So that is awesome. So I'm going to do a video on this another time to show how it sounds. I've already tried this, of course, at the show and loved it, and I hope you guys will enjoy it. It sounds very, very close to the Kraken amp itself, but for a third of the price. So certainly worth a pickup if you like that. It fits on a pedal board, obviously, because it's quite a huge pedal, but it's a quality item, and I'm very happy with it so far. So yeah, thanks for watching. and I'll catch you all soon. Bye bye.